Good afternoon, everyone. Dear students, today you have written final grand test number 10. I hope you people have written today's exam very well. So, I think no examinations at all from tomorrow onwards. Prepare well and get good marks, my dear students. Focus on uncovered concepts, focus on complicated concepts. So after completion of these 10 grand tests, you will get a clarity. You have got a clarity regarding complicated areas. Just focus on those. So we should analyze today's question paper. Question number 91. How many of the following are taxa? How many of the following are taxa? Mammalia, 100% taxa. Reptilia, taxa. Amphibia, a kind of taxa. Felidae, taxa. Rectum. Rectum is not a taxon because rectum is digestive tract external opening. Understood? And Animalia, a kind of taxa. Pharynx. Pharynx is not a taxon. We can see pharynx in both digestive system as well as in respiratory system. And vertebrata, absolutely taxon. Mammalia, Reptilia 2, Amphibia 3, Felidae 4, Animalia 5, Pharynx 6, Vertebrata 7. So total number of taxa 7, answer is 4. Except rectum and pharynx. Question number 127. Which one is correct with respect to population interactions? See option 1, sea anemone and clownfish. Predation, wrong. The association between sea anemone and clownfish does not come under predation. Sea anemone clownfish relationship represents commensalism. Number 2, cattle and cattle egret, absolutely commensalism. The association between cattle egret bird and grazing cattle represents commensalism. 2 is correct. Tiger and deer, proto-cooperation, wrong. Tiger and deer, predation. Flesh-eating plover bird and the crocodile, parasitism, wrong. So go through option 2. Cattle and cattle egret represents commensalism. 128. Select the incorrect statement from the following. Number 2. Majority of the parasites do not harm the host. Wrong. The main agenda of parasite is to neutralize host mechanisms, is to kill host. Understood? Is to cause diseases in host. So here incorrect statement is option 2. 129. Nt is equal to n naught e to the power rt. Nt is equal to n naught e to the power rt. This is for exponential growth. Nt is equal to n naught e to the power rt. Represents exponential growth. So this is integral equation. Integral equation of exponential growth. Integral equation of exponential growth. Now answer is 1. 130. Which of the following is incorrect? Option 4. When resources are not limiting, the growth plot is logistic. Wrong. Logistic growth occurs when environmental resources become limited. Understood? Logistic growth occurs in the presence of limited environmental resources. Exponential growth occurs in the presence of unlimited environmental resources. Answer is 4. Fourth one is incorrect. 133. Buffer zone. Buffer zone of biosphere reserve is where? Actually, it is non-NCERT question, but think logically in case of this. Buffer zone. Buffer zone andre no human activities, no illegal activities, no deforestation at buffer zone of biosphere reserve. So go through option 2. Or human activities become limited. 134 bioprospecting. To get economically important medicinal drugs. To get economically important medicinal drugs, scientists can explore molecular level diversity, genetic level diversity, species level diversity. To get economically important medicinal drugs, scientists can explore molecular level, genetic level and species level diversities called bioprospecting. Bioprospecting comes under narrow utilitarian argument. So answer is 4. Exploring species level diversity for products of economical importance. 135. Assertion. In situ conservation means conservation of organisms in their natural habitat in which they naturally occur. Assertion is absolutely correct. In situ conservation is also known as on-site conservation. In situ conservation is also known as on-site conservation. Andre conservation of organisms or protection of organisms or conservation of organisms in their natural habitat called in situ or on-site conservation. Assertion is absolutely correct. Reason. Zoo is an in situ conserved area. Wrong. Zoo andre zoological parks. Zoological parks come under ex situ conservation, not in situ. What is ex situ conservation? Conservationists isolate threatened species or endangered species from their natural habitat. Later they place and protect such isolated threatened species in specially constructed areas under human care. Assertion is correct, reason is incorrect. Answer is 3. 136. A biology teacher compares two animals, animal X, animal Y. Animal X, body is divided into segments only externally. Animal Y, body is divided externally and internally into segments with repetition of organs. Obviously metameric segmentation. No ambiguity at all. Answer is 2. Best example, Annelida or earthworms, arthropoda and some members of chordata. Now 137, match the column. Organ level of organization 2. Fasciola hepatica. Because fasciola hepatica belongs to platyhelminthes or flatworms which perform organ level of organization. So A is associated with 2. B3 cellular level spongilla. The common name of spongilla is freshwater sponge. Spongilla or freshwater sponge belongs to the phylum Porifera. Animals which belong to the phylum Porifera perform cellular level of organization. And C is associated with 4. C tissue level 4 obelia. The common name of obelia is C fur. Obelia belongs to the phylum Nidaria or Coelenterata which perform tissue level of organization. D organ system level. Correct suitable answer peritima 1. The common name of peritima is earthworm. Peritima or earthworm belongs to the phylum Annelida which perform organ system level of organization. So the most appropriate option is 1. A 2, B 3, C 4 and D 1. Now 138. Select the correct difference with respective to the notochord in the following. In urochordata present only in larval tail. Cephalochordata extend from head to tail throughout the life. Answer is 1. Multiple times I have repeated this. In urochordata, notochord is present only in tail region of tadpole larva. In urochordata, notochord is present only in tail region of tadpole larva, but notochord is absent in adult stage. Unlike urochordata, in cephalochordata, notochord is present throughout the life. Notochord is present throughout the life. Moreover, in cephalochordata, notochord extends from head to tail. Answer is 1. ಈಗ 139. Question number 139 to 148. 139 to 148. Botany relevant. Question number 149. Actually, this is non-NCRT only, but here lecturers didn't teach this chapter. Okay, 149. A1, cartilage, solid, pliable and resists compression. The matrix of cartilage is solid and pliable, means flexible, because the matrix of cartilage contains chondroitin cells. Here, the matrix of cartilage is soft and pliable. Pliable means flexible, because the matrix of cartilage is composed of special cells called chondroitin cells. And B bone 2. B2, hard and non-pliable, calcium and collagen rich. See, the matrix of bone is hard and non-pliable. Non-pliable andre non-flexible, because the matrix of bone contains calcium cells and strong collagen fibers. Calcium cells and strong collagen fibers provide hard and non-pliable nature to the matrix of bone. And C3, blood. So blood is fluid connective tissue of the body, no ambiguity. D4, smooth muscle. Involuntary spindle shaped, no striations. Smooth muscle is composed of long and cylindrical structures called smooth muscle fibers. Smooth muscle fibers are involuntary because the contractions and relaxations of smooth muscle fibers are not under the control of central nervous system. Hence the name involuntary. Understood? And smooth muscle fibers do not have light and dark bands. Smooth muscle fibers do not have light and dark bands. Andre, smooth muscle fibers do not have striations. Hence the name unstriated or unstriped. E5, cardiac muscle. Branched, striated and involuntary. Cardiac muscle fibers are branched. Cardiac muscle fibers are involuntary. And cardiac muscle fibers are striated. F6, striated muscles, voluntary multinucleated striated, nothing but skeletal muscle fibers. Answer is 1. A1, B2, C3, D4, E5 and F6. 150. Which of the following statement is incorrect regarding frog? Fourth option is incorrect. Lymphatic system consists of lymph and lymph nodes only. Wrong. The lymphatic system of frog is composed of lymph, lymph capillaries, lymph channels, lymph nodes, lymph vessels. So here fourth one is incorrect, because they mentioned only. Next, 151. A biologist studies cockroach populations in damp areas. He observes that even when the head of a cockroach is cut off, the insect survives for a week. How is this possible? This question comes under cockroach. Unfortunately, they didn't teach here. Amma, if we cut the head region of cockroach, cockroach can survive for about a week. If we cut the head region of cockroach, it can survive for about a week because in cockroach, head holds a bit of nervous system. In cockroach, head holds a bit of nervous system and rest of the nervous system is situated on ventral side of the body. Head holds a bit of nervous system and rest of the nervous system is situated throughout the body on ventral side. So answer is 2. 152. Assertion. Exchange of gases occurs by diffusion in human beings. Correct. Reason. Partial pressure gradient exists between alveoli and blood. That's why exchange of gases will be occurred by diffusion. Understood. Partial pressure, solubility of gases, surface area, diffusion distance, thickness of respiratory membrane or alveolar membrane, all these factors affect exchange of gases which will be occurred by diffusion. So reason correctly explains assertion. Answer is 1. 153. Neutrophils are A. Neutrophils are monocytes, phagocytic. Correct. C. Basophils, inflammatory, histamine, serotonin, heparin secretion. Correct. And I forgot to say B. B. Eosinophils, allergic reactions, provide protection against infections and allergies. Correct. D. Lymphocytes, B and T lymphocytes, immune responses. Correct. So all A, B, C, D are correct. Answer is 1. 154. Observe the diagram given below and choose correct answer. Label A represents only artery which carry deoxygenated blood is A. A is pulmonary artery. Label A represents pulmonary artery. Basically, all the arteries carry oxygenated blood only. All the arteries carry oxygenated blood only except pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from right ventricle into lungs for purification. Option 1 is correct. Option 2. Only vein which carry oxygenated blood is B. Here label B represents pulmonary vein. Pulmonary, all the veins carry deoxygenated blood only except pulmonary vein. Here pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood from lungs into left atrium. Correct. Option 3. More surface area is covered by E. E represents capillary kadara. So it occupies more surface area. So option 4, all of the above. All these statements are correct. 155. Which of the following statements accurately reflects the toxicity and water requirement for elimination of nitrogenous wastes? Option 3 is correct. Urea is less toxic than ammonia, but more toxic than uric acid. Absolutely. Urea is 1 lakh times less toxic than ammonia, but urea is toxic than uric acid. 3 is correct. Flowchart. This flowchart represents This flowchart represents nerve impulse transmission through axon, motor neuron impulse, release of acetylcholine. This pathway represents muscle contraction, sliding filament theory, motor neuron impulse, release of acetylcholine, action potential in sarcolemma, T-tubule conduct impulse, and T-tubules release calcium ions from due to the action of T-tubules. Calcium ions are released from sarcoplasmic reticulum. So here A is calcium ions released from sarcoplasmic reticulum. B, automatically calcium ions bind with TNC subunit of troponin. C, when calcium ions bind with TNC subunit of troponin, at that time troponin tropomyosin complex or troponin unmask the active site of actin. And active site of actin is exposed to eptomyosin. By the utilization of ATP energy, eptomyosin binds with active site of actin. It leads to the formation of cross bridge. Answer is 1. A represents calcium ions released from sarcoplasmic reticulum. B is calcium ions bind to TNC of troponin. C represents cross bridge formation. Answer is 1. 157. Which of the following statements are correct? Option 1. Appendicular skeleton consists of pectoral girdle, pelvic girdle, and 4 limbs and 9 limbs. Absolutely correct. Option 2. Pectoral girdle attaches upper limb to axial skeleton. Absolutely correct. No ambiguity. Option 3. Pelvic girdle supports body weight during standing and walking. Andre pelvic girdle supports two legs, means hind limbs. 1, 2, 3 are correct. Answer is 2. 158. Choose the correct flow of sensory impulse leading to conscious perception, receptor sensory neuron, A and B. A represents thalamus. B represents cerebral cortex. Answer is 2. 159. Which of the following statements about parathyroid hormone are correct? Means choose the correct functions of parathyroid hormone. Number 1. PTH increases blood calcium levels. Hence it is called hypercalcemic hormone. Correct. Next, third one. Increases calcium reabsorption in kidney. Absolutely right. Fourth one. Decreases phosphate reabsorption. Correct. Fifth one. Act antagonistically to calcitonin. 1, 3, 4, 5 are correct. Answer is 1. And question number 160, Amma. Low blood calcium ions and enhancement of parathyroid hormone. It leads to bone resorption. Bone resorption andre due to PTH, calcium ion levels decreases in blood, called bone resorption or bone dissolution or bone demineralization. Due to that, renal reabsorption increases, and due to normal calcium ion levels. This illustrates, obviously it is negative feedback mechanism of endocrine system. Answer is 2. 161. The given figure shows the human fetus within the uterus. Identify the marked labels A to D. Here A represents, so here A to D, through which placenta is connected to the embryo. Placenta is connected to the embryo through umbilical cord. Here A represents umbilical cord. Answer is 1. 162. Statement 1. Menstrual cycle ceases. Ceases andre stops during pregnancy. Correct. Statement 2. High levels of progesterone inhibit ovulation and menstruation. Absolutely correct. High levels of progesterone inhibit ovulation, Amma. Statement 1 and 2 are correct. 163. Match the column regarding menstrual cycle. A. Menstrual phase. A. 1. Breakdown of endometrial lining of uterus along with its blood vessels. Correct. B2. Luteal phase. A temporary endocrine structure, nothing but corpus luteum formation occurs. So B2. C4. Follicular phase. Formation of mature Graafian follicle and regeneration of endometrium. No ambiguity. D3. Ovulatory phase. Secretion of luteinizing hormone at its maximum level and induces breakdown of mature follicle to release the female gamete. So correct combination is A1, B2, C4 and D3. 164. Choose correct statement. Method, mode of action. So answer is 2. Diaphragm. Diaphragm is a reusable barrier. Diaphragm is reusable barrier. Basically, diaphragm blocks or prevents the entry of sperms through cervix. Answer is 2. 165. This is direct NCERT lenamma. 164. 165 match the column. MTP. Medical termination of pregnancy legalized in 1971. A2. B1. Amniocentesis. Analysis of fetal cells from amniotic fluid. C4. Saheli. Non-steroidal oral contraceptive pills. D3. Family planning. Program initiated in 1951. No ambiguity. Correct combination A2, B1, C4, D3. Answer is 2. 166. Which of the following sets of diseases are non-contagious? Answer is 4. Hypertension is non-contagious. CAT, coronary artery disease or atherosclerosis is non-contagious. Diabetes mellitus is also non-contagious. 167, match the column. A. Malignant malaria. 2. Caused by Plasmodium falciparum. Malignant tertian malaria is caused by Plasmodium falciparum, and malignant tertian malaria is a fatal malaria disease. B3, elephantiasis, chronic inflammation of lymph vessels. C4, allergy, release of chemicals like histamine, serotonin. D5, autoimmunity, body attacks self cells. No ambiguity, amma. Accurate running notes and NCRT statements. So correct combination is A2, B3, C4, D5. Answer is 1. 168. The given chemical structure represents cannabinoids. The mode of consumption is inhalation or oral ingestion. And cannabinoids show their effects on cardiovascular system. Answer is 3. 169. So here placental mammals, Australian marsupial mammals. Basically, when two different mammals like placental mammals and Australian marsupial mammals live together in same habitat, they exhibit a similar phenotypic adaptations. It is considered as convergent evolution. Your answer is 4. Convergent evolution of anteater and an umbat anteater is correct association. 170. In stabilizing selection, the intermediate phenotype is favored. Answer is 2. 171. Study the diagram showing the entry of HIV into the human body and answer the following questions. At which stage of HIV infection does one usually show symptoms of AIDS? Obviously, when T helper cells gradually decreases, patient will suffer from bouts of fever, diarrhea, weight loss, bacterial infections like mycobacterium, fungal infections, parasitic infections like toxoplasma. Multiple times we have discussed. Answer is 3. 172. Label the parts. Label A represents sludge. Label B represents methane and carbon dioxide. Label C represents dung and water. Answer is 3. No ambiguity. 173. Consider the following questions. Means choose correct statements. Number 1. Ladybird and dragonflies are used to get rid of aphids and mosquitoes. Ladybirds and dragonflies are used to get rid of aphids and mosquitoes. Option 1 is correct. Second one, the bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis are used to control caterpillar larva of butterfly. 100% correct. Third one, Trichoderma species free living fungi are present in root ecosystem where they act against several plant pathogens. Absolutely correct. 1, 2, 3 are correct. Remaining 2 are incorrect. Remaining 1 is incorrect. ಈಗ remaining from question number 174 to 180, botany relevant. Dear students, thank you for your neat annual, thank you for your kind cooperation and all the best for your neat annual examination. Prepare well. Thank you, one and all.
So good afternoon students. Here we are to discuss the paper number 10 in this grand test series. This is going to be the last one and this is the last class we are going to have. First let me complete this paper. 92 question number. So cyanobacteria is having nitrogen fixing heterocysts are there. Slime molds are the parasitic organisms and there is no locomotion for them. Euglenoids is going to have the pellicle. What is a pellicle? Protein rich layer in the place of cell wall. If you see the second kingdom of the Whittaker, that is the Protista. In that, these are the group of organisms where cell wall is absent. In the place of that, flexible layer is there. That is a pellicle. Next, sporozoans. The sporozoans are going to be parasitic organisms, no locomotion at all. Actually, this slime molds is going to have saprophytic nutrition. Fine. 93. Dikaryotic phase. This related to dikaryotic phase, we have discussed so many questions in this series. See, dikaryotic phase in which plasmogamy happens, means cytoplasm is fused, but the cell is not going to be fused. In case of the fungi, two haploid cells are going to get fused. This is called plasmogamy. Only cytoplasm going to fuse, nucleus not going to fuse. This intermediate stage is going to be have n plus n situation. This is n, haploid situation. Now, this intermediate stage, we call it as a dikaryon. Di means two, karyon means nucleus, two karyotic stage. Later undergo karyogamy and produce a diploid zygotic cell. Diploid zygote will be produced. See, this dikaryon is found in only two fungal classes. One is Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. It is not found in Phycomycetes and even the Deuteromycetes, because in the Deuteromycetes, there is no sexual reproduction reported yet. Next. 94. Jamme. Jamme are green multicellular asexual birds. We can see in case of the liverworts. What do you say? Bryophytes. Answer is first one. 95. So, sporophyte dominant. First word. Sporophyte dominant means pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. Gametophyte dominant means that is you can apply for the bryophytes. So, dominant sporophyte, motile sperm. Sperm is motile. Means in the gymnosperms and angiosperms, sperms are non-motile. The male gametes are packed in a male gametophyte, that is a pollen grain, which is non-motile. It is carried by wind, water, or different carriers are there. So here it is fixed. Sporophyte dominant, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. Second category, second condition here, motile sperm, it is a fixed that it is going to be pteridophyte. In that pteridophytes, homosporous they are mentioning. So, homosporous nature containing one is equisetum in this. So, Funaria is a moss, again moss they had given, Cycas is a gymnosperm, only pteridophytic organism present here is the second one, that is equisetum. Next, 96. Gymnosperms gametophyte related, it is multicellular yet, correct? It is beards 2 or more microsporangia. Yes, it is cut female gametophyte having them. It is released from the sporangia to grow in the soil. No, gametophytes will be grown within the sporophyte. So, C is wrong. D is also correct. A, B, D are the answers. Next, which of the following statements correct about viruses? Viruses are obligate parasites. No doubt in it. Remaining 3 are false. Because nucleic acid in viruses is called as genetic material. Capsid is a protein layer, first one. Viruses have their own metabolic system. No, they are obligate parasites. They can't have their own metabolic system. For the metabolic system, they are dependent on the host. Like bacteria, fungi, plants, different things are there. All viruses contain both DNA and RNA. No, viruses contain either DNA or RNA connected with the molecular basis. Viruses that contain RNA having shorter lifespan mutate at very faster rate. Those are retroviruses. Retroviruses lifespan is less. Example for the retroviruses, QB bacteriophage, tobacco mosaic virus, even the HIV virus, different viruses we can take the example in them, reverse transcriptase enzyme is there. Next, 98. Blackman law of limiting factors. Photosynthesis chapter, last you can find this. Photosynthesis affected by many factors. Then who is a limiting factor, controlling factor? The factor which is present in low concentration. If water is there, carbon dioxide is there, temperature is there, everything is there, but night time. Photosynthesis is not going to happen. In that situation, light is a limiting factor. So, Blackman law of limiting factor is related to first option here, factor which is nearest to its minimal value. 99. Decarboxylation of malate in C4 plants occurs in. So malate is a C4 acid produced in mesophyll cells, transported into bundle sheath cells through the plasmodesmata. In the bundle sheath cells, it will undergo decarboxylation. Second option, 100. So 6 CO2 molecules. For one CO2 molecule, 2G3P will be formed, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. In this equation, 6 CO2 gives rise to 12 G3P molecules. Into 2, you have to make it off. Next, 101. Ecological pyramid is spindle shaped. Only one is there, must spindle shape, pyramid of number, that too in the tree ecosystem. Next, 102. Presentations we have done many things, just we can go through with them. Next, margins of petals overlap one another in a particular direction. Twisted, you can see it in the China rose. Remember, China rose is Hibiscus rosa sinensis, scientific name. It belongs to the family Malvaceae. Newly added families, you can see it there. 104. A tissue is a group of cells having, all those cells are having common origin. They are all arised from the same meristem and they are going to have more or less similar function. Common function is there. Next, 105. Cells of endodermis are starch grains in dicot stem. Correct. For A, true. Vascular bundles scattered in the cortex in dicot stem. No. Dicot stem characteristic feature, vascular bundles are arranged in the form of a ring. Scattered vascular bundles found in the monocot stem. B is false. C, vascular bundles are radial in monocot stem. Stem don't contain radial vascular bundles. Stem going to have conjoint vascular bundles, collateral vascular bundles are present in R. Always remember, radial vascular bundles are present in the roots. So B wrong, C wrong, D is the correct one. Next, 106. Glycolysis from the glucose to pyruvate involves 10 reactions. Each reaction has a specific set of enzymes. 10 different enzymes are there. Do you remember the first enzyme of the glycolysis? Hexokinase. Next, 107. Glycolysis occurs in cytoplasm, produces pyruvate. In the presence of oxygen enters the mitochondria. So pyruvate will be entered into mitochondria for aerobic respiration, oxygen. 108. So related to yeast, I told you yesterday itself, alcohol fermentation, 2 enzymes are required. One is pyruvate decarboxylase and alcohol dehydrogenase. You should be very careful here. Pyruvate dehydrogenase is related to link reaction, aerobic respiration. Whereas pyruvate decarboxylase is related to alcohol fermentation. Next, 109. Development is considered as sum of growth and differentiation. Easy. 110, easily you can cover it off. Matching. Next, 111. Incorrect about wind pollination. Fourth one, ovary is going to have single ovule, actually wind pollination. Here mentioned 4, that is going to be wrong. So labeling based question, 112. So A is the polar nuclei, correct? B are the male gametes, 2 male gametes. One is moving towards polar nuclei, another one is moving towards egg cell. What are the advantages of apomixis in hybrid seed industry? So they are going to maintain the hybrid characters. No segregation. First thing, maintain hybrid vigor means hybrid characters and less cost. All of them will come. 114. Polygenic traits show continuous variation. Why? Because more number of dominant alleles are added, more amount of effect going to form. First thing. Second thing, polygenic traits are under the influence of the environment. Environmental factors changes, they will affect the polygenic traits. They undergo continuous variation. And they are controlled by a gene, single gene. No, it is wrong. Many genes controlling single character. 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. 115. Linkage reduces recombination frequency. Yes, it is correct. Next, distance between genes affect the recombination. Both are correct. Yesterday also we have discussed. 116. These are also both are correct. Directly you can go through with that. 117. Sex of a human child is determined by genetic makeup of the sperm, because human beings are heterogametic fellows related to males. Next question, 120. DNA sample is heated to high temperature and 2 strands separate. Because when we heat the DNA at high temperatures, hydrogen bonds between them will be broken now. Double-stranded DNA will become single-stranded DNA. You can observe this in case of polymerase chain reaction, PCR. 121. DNA fingerprinting involves hybridization with labeled probes. Correct? Probes bind specifically to the complementary DNA sequences on the membrane. Yes, that's why we are using them. Both are correct and correct explanation. 122. Griffith experiment on pneumonia. Which of the following statements are correct? B and C are incorrect. Because art stain injected into mice won't die. B. Next, C. Transforming principle was not explained. They mentioned explained here. B and C are wrong. 123. Insertion of two nucleotide occurred in a coding sequence and was followed by deletion of one. See, let me take a coding sequence ma. A, C, C, U, G, G. This is the coding sequence. In that, insertion of how many they have inserted ma? Insertion of two nucleotides. Suppose here A and C are inserted. Reading frame changes. After that, one was deleted. Again, one was added, no? So, addition or deletion of one or more nucleotides leads to change in the reading frame. So, there is reading frame shifted by one nucleotide. Next, 124. Transcription unit consists of promoter, structural gene, terminator. Yes. B. Promoter region is transcribed. No, promoter is a regulatory sequence. It is not going to be transcribed. 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. Next, 125. Sigma is initiation factor, rho is a termination factor, repressor is a binds to the operator. Next, 126. Labelings, if you observe, A is a phosphodiester bond, B is a hydrogen bond, C are the nitrogen bases, D is going to be the pentose sugar. Actually, that is a deoxyribose sugar. Next, all these are these heterotrophic organisms and population questions. We should not relate it to them. Then 131. Rate of storage of organic matter by heterotrophs is called secondary productivity. Heterotrophs, if we say primary productivity, that is related to plants. Total productivity is GPP. From that, what is going to be stored, that is NPP in the plants. In case of animals, it is secondary productivity. Next, 132. In an ecosystem at particular time, standing crop includes total living material. Standing crop can be measured by biomass or number of organisms. Next, question number 139. So, lysosomes are suicidal bags of the cell because they contain hydrolytic enzymes. Correct explanation. Next, 140. Separated bands are cut out from agarose gel piece, that is called elution. Correct. Normal E. coli cells do not have the antibiotic resistance genes. In the cloning vector concept, side to that PBR322 diagram, they have mentioned this properly. E. coli cells do not have resistance to any antibiotics. We are injecting the antibiotic resistance genes by adding the vectors. Next, 141. Golden rice is related to beta carotene rich, genetically modified. Bacillus thuringiensis biopesticide. Transposome is a mobile genetic elements. RNA is a gene silencing one. Next, 142. Monohybrid cross, 3 types of phenotypes instead of 2 types of phenotypes. If you cross red color snapdragon with white color snapdragon in the F1, what will come? All are pink. If you self cross this, what will come? 1:2:1. Red, pink and white. So this is possible with in case of the incomplete dominance. Okay, that is okay. Then codominance, if you cross A blood group homozygous with the homozygous B blood group, the progeny is going to have AB blood group. If you self-cross this AB blood group, the progeny is going to have A blood group, AB blood group and B blood group. So, in the F2 generation, 3 phenotypes are possible in case of codominance and also incomplete dominance. That is the logic. So, answer is B and C. 143. Wrong regarding synthesis phase, S phase. So, in the S phase, amount of DNA doubles, chromosome number will be reduced to chromosomal number will be maintained same. So, that is the second and fourth. Next, final 144. Crossing over is a non-enzymatic process. No, crossing over is an enzymatic process. Recombinase enzyme is involved, and the crossing over occurring in the stage packaging in the prophase 1. Final stage of meiotic prophase 1 is diakinesis. Yes, correct. Diakinesis is a transition to metaphase 1. Remember that. Ending of one phase is starting of the another phase. 145. Which is deuterion? Third one. What is deuterion? It is a molecule contains both positive and also negative charges, but net charge is 0. So that is the third one. Next, 146. Glycerol is going to be simple lipid. Palmitic acid is a saturated. Lecithin is a phospholipid we can found in the plasma membrane. And arachidonic acid is going to be unsaturated. So, arachidonic acid is going to have 16. Palmitic acid is going to have, arachidonic acid 20 carbons. Palmitic acid have 16 carbons. 147. G.N. Ramachandran. Now, where we can find this? cell, the unit of life, for chapter opposite science introduction is there. In that they have mentioned G.N. Ramachandran's story. There he had explained the tertiary structure of the protein by taking the example. He had done the research on the collagen. So see only, collagen is the intercellular ground substance. Remember that. Next, 148. Lipids are found in micromolecular. No, they are macromolecular fraction, that is acid insoluble fraction, because these lipids, when we grind, the plasma membrane contains the lipids. They will become vesicles which are insoluble. That's why they are present in water, or is acid insoluble fraction. They won't found in micromolecular or acid soluble fraction. Not because of their weight, molecular weight, because of their insolubility. Next, there completes biomolecules questions. Let we go at the last 6 questions are there. So here biotechnology 174. Micro injection, recombinant DNA introduced into animal cells directly. Are gene gun method, plant cells, heat shock method, bacterial cell. 175. What happens when the alien DNA transferred into vector integration? Without vector integration. Without vector, if you transfer any alien DNA, it will be digested inside the cell, not going to be multiplied. Third option. Why are selectable markers? Antibiotic resistant genes are useful. They help identification and elimination of non-transferments, selectively permitting the growth of transferments. So, second one is the answer. 177. In cloning vectors, why is a single recognition site preferred? If more recognition sites are there, vector will be broken down into many pieces. It will complicate the process. To reduce the complication, single cloning site is required. 178. Totipotency, ability of plant cell to regenerate in a whole plant. Yes, correct. We can use it in the tissue culture. It is ability only belongs to plants. Remember that. Next, tissue culture required sterile condition, nutrient medium, growth regulators. Yes, correct, but not the correct explanation. 179. Which feature of Bt toxin ensured that Bacillus thuringiensis itself is not killed? Because this Bt toxin need acidic pH to become, basic pH to become activated. Basic pH is not found in the insect, or is a plant body, or in the bacterial body. Basic pH is available in the insect body. The protoxin, when it is exposed to alkaline pH or basic pH, then only it will become active insecticidal protein. Remember that. Answer is the second one. 180. GMOs, genetically modified organisms. It was under the control of the government body, GEAC, Genetic Engineering Approval Committee. So, there ends the discussion related to this question paper. So, in this journey of the online classes, hope you have worked well. Still, you are having another productive 2-3 days are there. Be careful with the preparation. Don't get bad about your performance. Whatever happened is happened. Let it come, let it stay, let it go. Do your best in this 2-3 days. Hope you are going to do it well, and I pray the God this time the examination going to give positive result for you. Thank you.
Hello all. Let's start the 46th question. The correct IUPAC name of the given molecule will be. When this molecule is seen, we have to look for the least sum rule. So where you have several ways of numbering it, but it's always fair and good to number it from the closest groups. So closest ಎರಡು ಅದಾವೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಂಬರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Therefore 1 plus 2 plus 4 is 7. So we have 2 comma 4 dinitro 1 chloro. So 1 chloro 2 comma 4 dinitro benzene 47. 1, 2 and 3 are. First one is a ketone, second one is an enol. Ketone and enol are actually tautomers. The third one is also a keto, it's an enol. So, but in the other side. Therefore, 1 and 3 are also tautomers. So, 1, 2, 3 are resonance structures is a false statement because tautomers are not resonance structures. So, 1, 2 and 1, 3 are tautomers is a correct statement. 2 and 3 are geometrical isomers. When we consider that, this is what we have. So these are geometrical isomers. One is the E isomer and the other is Z isomer because you can see that these groups have changed their sites. This is the cis form you can see, and this looks like the trans form. Therefore, yes, they are geometrical isomers. 1 and 2 are structural isomers. Tautomers are definitely structural isomers. Therefore, option 3 is correct answer. 1, 2, 3, 4 is correct answer. 48. Which of the following orders are correct? So we know ammonia has hydrogen bonding which correspond to boiling point. It should have a higher boiling point, but yet SbH3 has a dominant dipole-dipole forces which are more than or stronger than ammonia, and hence we need to say option 1 is a correct order representing boiling points. But SbH3, ASH3 to PH3, what happens is the strength of these forces decreases because of decrease in the molecular mass. As a result, the boiling point also decreases. When it comes to the second order, thermal stability. Nitrogen to stibium, there is an increase in the size. Therefore, there is a decrease in the bond dissociation enthalpy, and hence there is a decrease in the thermal stability also. As a result, ammonia to SbH3, we need to say that there is definitely a thermal stability order which is mentioned to be correct. Third statement, basic character. Nitrogen has the best ability to donate the electron pair, but as and when ammonia changes to a larger size atom, the donation ability, the ability to form a coordinate covalent bond efficiently decreases. As a result, basic character also decreases. Ammonia, phosphine, arsen and SpH3 bond angle, that is also correct. When the central metals electronegativity decreases down the group, even the bond angle decreases. Therefore, all 4 are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. 49th question. The correct order of bond strength of halogen acids is, again, when it comes from fluorine to iodine, the size increases. The size increases, so bond strength decreases. As a result, thermal stability, we can say also decreases. Acidic character increases, reducing character increases. Therefore, option 1 is correct answer. Among the following orders, permanganate, dichromate, VO2+, that's a correct oxidizing power because MnO4 minus, when it gets reduced, it forms Mn plus 2. Dichromate, when it gets reduced, it forms Cr plus 3. And vanadium forms V plus 2. And when we consider all these three, they actually are having oxidizing power. 3d5 as a configuration, 3d3 and 3d3, and the more stability order is Mn plus 2 is more stable compared to Cr plus 3, which is more stable compared to V plus 2, and hence that A is correct answer. B. Mn plus 2, Fe plus 2, V plus 2, Ni plus 2 and Cu plus 2 when you consider, you can see that there is a decrease in the number of unpaired electrons from manganese to copper, because manganese has the highest number of unpaired electrons in D, 5. Fe plus 2, 4, V plus 2, we have 3, nickel plus 2, 2, copper plus 2, 1. Therefore, paramagnetic nature definitely decreases there. Coming to zinc, iron and manganese, enthalpy of atomization. Manganese has zinc has the lowest enthalpy of atomization. It does not have the highest enthalpy of atomization due to the 4s2 and 3d electrons not being able to participate in the stronger metallic bond. As a result, we need to say enthalpy of atomization is not good for zinc. So C is a false order. D. Cobalt, manganese and iron, they have good E0, M plus 3, M plus 2 values, and the order is perfectly correct. Whereas E, when we consider copper, gold and silver, melting points order is also correct. In copper, it's very high because of its covalent character of the bond compared to the rest which have more metallic bond. Covalent bond is stronger than metallic bond. So copper dominates in terms of melting point. So option 2 is correct answer. 51. In Dumas method, 0.18 grams of a non-cyclic organic compound yields 22.4 milliliter of nitrogen gas at STP. Calculate percentage of nitrogen in the compound. When we consider that, we have to calculate this according to Dumas method calculation. So we got 22.4 milliliter. Actually at STP, actually it should be given as NTP at 22,400. At NTP means 28 grams of nitrogen. Then 22.4 milliliter means how much of nitrogen? That is 28 divided by 22.4 into 10 power 3 into 22.4, which means 28 into 10 power minus 3 gram. In order to calculate the percentage of nitrogen, mass of nitrogen divided by mass of organic compound into 100 is what we have. So mass of nitrogen is 28 into 10 power minus 3. Mass of organic compound given is 0.18, which I can write as 18 into 10 to the power minus 2. This cancels in this for minus 1 time. 18 in 28 is for 118. That's a 10, 100, 5. So we have 90, then comes 10 again, 5. So we have 15.5% of nitrogen in the compound. So option 1 is correct answer. 52. Hyperconjugative stabilities of tertiary butyl carbocation. Tertiary butyl carbocation has an empty p orbital. There are only 3 bonds. 3 2s are 6 electrons. Therefore, you have one empty p orbital, and this empty p orbital is going to actually involve in this particular hyperconjugation. Whereas in 2-butene, when we consider, instead of the empty p orbital, the sigma and pi orbitals involve. The sigma and this pi orbital involved in the bonding. So we need to say it's option 1, which is correct. 53rd question. C6H6 becomes C6H12. So minus 204 kilojoules of heat of hydrogen is given. C double bond C bond in benzene is hydrogenation for each bond has to be calculated. When we consider C6H6, it is benzene actually. It is converted into C6H12. So when we consider C6H12, there are 3 moles of hydrogen added, which means we get cyclohexane. And for whole of this, for 3 moles of C double bond C to get hydrogenated, the amount of heat liberated is minus 2.204 kilojoule. Then in such case, what is it for 1 C double bond C? Minus 204 by 3 is what we have. Minus 6 3s are 18. 24 is left, so 68. Option 1 is correct answer. For the combustion of C3H8 at constant temperature, delta H naught minus delta U naught is. We'll have to write a stoichiometric balanced equation for this. C3H8 plus O2 gives rise to 3CO2 plus 4H2O, and then 3 2s are 6 plus 4 is 10, therefore 5O2, gas, 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 liquid, because it is said not. Not means 298, so water is a liquid at 298 Kelvin, 25 degrees Celsius. Delta N has to be calculated, 3 minus 6, which is minus 3. Therefore, we need to say, I'm just verifying 3 to 6, 502, correct. Then we have minus 3, delta H naught minus delta U naught equals delta N RT. That means minus 3 RT. Option 3 is correct answer. 55. 1 mole of water vapor is condensed to liquid at 25 degrees Celsius. Now this water contains 1. 3 moles of atoms, 2. 1 mole of hydrogen molecules, 3. 10 moles of electrons, 4. 16 grams of oxygen. Actually all of them are correct. When we consider 1 mole of water, we have 1 mole of water, H2O. Okay, it contains 3 moles of atoms. You can see 2 plus 1, 3 moles of atoms. Then we have 1 mole of hydrogen molecules. Yes, it has 1 mole of hydrogen molecules. Then we have 10 moles of electrons. 2 hydrogens plus 8, 1 oxygen contains 8, so 10 electrons, correct, 10 moles. Then 16 grams of oxygen, there is 1 mole of oxygen, which means 16 grams, that's all correct, so all are correct. 56th question. The hemoglobin contains 0.33% iron. The molecular weight of hemoglobin is 68,000. The number of iron atoms in 1 molecule of hemoglobin is. Which one is that? So when we consider this, we first will find out the mass of iron in the given compound as 68,000 into 0.33 by 100. That gives us mass of iron in the given compound, where zeros can go away, and then 680 into 0.33 is what we are left with. 68 into 33. That's 224.4 grams. The mass of each iron is 56. So if we cancel in that, 56 into 24, 56 fours, it's 4 atoms. So option 3 is correct answer. 57th question. N-hexane and N-heptane I2N chloroform. N-hexane and N-heptane both are non-polar in nature, so those both have induced dipole attraction or dispersion force. So AR is correct. I2N chloroform, one is non-polar, another is polar, so induced dipole attraction, so B is Q. Sodium perchlorate in water dissociates into ion, so ion dipole attraction. Methyl alcohol and acetone have hydrogen bond, therefore it's option 2 which is correct. So this question 58 has to be solved. Let's do it. When we consider this here, 58th question, for a 0.2 molar weak acid, HX, the lambda m is found to be 86, lambda naught m H plus and lambda naught m X minus are given, then the boiling point of this aqueous solution is. Since the given thing is an electrolyte, we'll have delta TB equals Ki into Kb m. So I need the Van 't Hoff factor. When I need the Van 't Hoff factor, I need alpha. So for alpha, I definitely have to take the note of lambda naught m first. Lambda naught m Hx equals lambda naught m H plus lambda naught m X minus. Lambda naught m H plus value is 349.6 plus. We have a 40.9, the sum of which is going to be 390.5. And for calculating alpha, we have lambda m by lambda naught m, where lambda m is something like 86 divided by 390. You can take it as 390. So we'll divide it as 39 in 86. 2 times 78. So 8 is left, 80 is left. Once again, we have 2 times 78 to 2 recurs, and therefore I need to say it is 0.22, which means 22.2%. And now what we are supposed to do is substitute this here. So you can write 0.22 equals I minus 1 by, it's HX, so it gives 2 ions upon dissociation. So we have 2 minus 1. So 0.222 plus 1 is I, 1.222 is I, is what we get here. So delta TB has to be calculated. It is 1.222 into the elevation in boiling point is 0.52 into molality is 0.2. If we multiply all of that, we'll get the delta TB value. So in order to do that, 1.22 into 0.52 into 0.2 is 104 actually, where it is 0.104. So let us multiply that here. Oh, therefore 4 2s are 8 and then 8 and then 8 2 4. Then we get 2 2 2 1. Then we have 8 8 10 5 2 7 2 1. This is what we have. So we have 3 plus 3 6 digits. 0.127 is what we get. So if you add this 0.127 to the actual boiling point of water, you'll get approximately option 4 as correct answer. So that approximate answer is 4. I skipped 390.5 there and I wrote only 390. So you can't expect the exact answer in this question. So the closest answer is option 4. 59th question. Which of the following complexes has a geometry different from other? When we consider this, we have the first one sp3, second one sp3, fourth one sp3, the third one is dsp2. We already knew that, so I'm not jumping into the details. So option 3 is correct answer. Let's solve the 60th question. When it comes to question number 60, we are given a complex of mass 2.97 grams, whereas the molar mass of that is 267.5. So what we do is we will solve this to get how many moles is actually present. Let me write it as 2970 into 10 power minus 3 and 2675 into 10 power minus 1 for simpler calculation. By doing so, I am calculating number of moles of the complex. So 2675, 2970, it's one time here. So 2675 is approximately one time. 10 minus 5 is 5, 16 minus 7 is 9, and then we have 8 minus 6 is 2. So once again we'll get the same. So it's 1.1. So approximately it is 0.11. And then we have 0.011 mole is what we get here. And after that, we have the next important thing. We are also given the information of number of moles of chloride, 4.78 grams by 143.5. I'll also write this the same way. 4780 into 10 power minus 3, 1435 into 10 power minus 1. That's number of moles of chlorides we get. So that's 10 power minus 2 on the numerator. 1435 in 4780 is almost for 3 times. So 5 3s are 15, 3 3s are 9, and that's 10, 12, 13, 3, 1, 4, 4, 3, 0, 5. 10 minus 5 is 5, 7, 6 minus 3 is 3, 3, 7, 14, 35 into 2. So we get approximately 3.3 again. So 3.3 is 0.033. So we have 0.011 moles of the complex giving us 0.033 moles of chloride. But 1 mole will give 3 moles, which means the complex must have 3 chlorides outside. Therefore, option 1 is correct answer. 64. 1. K3FeCN 6 times. These are the complexes given. We need to find diamagnetic ones in that. See, you have the first complex in which iron is in +3 state, which means it has 3d5 configuration. When it has 3d5 configuration, you can't expect it to actually have a paramagnetic nature, because either way you try to arrange them, you will only get one unpaired electron, and hence it is not diamagnetic but paramagnetic. And complex number 2, when we consider CONH3 6 times Cl3, wherein we have CO plus 3, 3d6. It's a strong field ligand, it rearranges, therefore it's a diamagnetic complex. Third complex, Na3CO. CO again has +3, so 3d6 configuration. Oxalate is a strong field ligand in case of cobalt +3. As a result, it rearranges too, and for it is also a diamagnetic one. And moving on, we have option number, fourth complex, where we have nickel hexa aqua complex, wherein nickel has a configuration of 3d8. There is no rearrangement, it remains para, so answer is 2 and 3, which means L and M. Option 3 is correct answer. Which of the following is the strongest acid? You can see phenol and carboxylic acids, but phenol is a weaker acid compared to carboxylic acids. Therefore, first option is ruled out. We'll now talk about second, third and fourth options. When we consider fourth options, in the second option, in the 2, 3, 4 option, second option if we check, that has a cyano group at the ortho position. It doesn't matter for carboxylic acids whether those are electron releasing groups or electron withdrawing groups, but if they are at the ortho position, they decrease acidic strength. So it's a weaker acid. NO2 group, which is also withdrawing group, but it is present at meta position, therefore it cannot be very stronger acid. If you look at option 3, You have cyano group at para position, so it could be a bit stronger acid compared to 2. But when it comes to fourth option, you have cyano group again in COOH ortho position that decreases acidic strength, but NO2 significantly increases acidic strength, and hence option number 4 is correct answer. 63rd question. When we consider 63rd question, we have a ketone group with ester group present there, and hence we have C double bond O and then COO, CH3 is what I have here, with lithium aluminum hydride is what is present here. That definitely reduces both the groups, and hence the first thing is reduced into an alcohol, the second is also reduced into an alcohol, and this is what we get. And on the other hand, sodium borohydride can only reduce the ketone but not the ester, and hence you have a OH group here, but the COOCH3 group remains the same, and hence we need to say it is option number 3 which is correct. 64th question. CH3CH2OH, potassium permanganate and OH minus. Then we have a carboxylic acid. This carboxylic acid has to be treated with ammonia, and then it becomes an amide. An amide, when we have bromine and NaOH is what we have. So CH3NH2 is what we get. So the answer is methylamine, option 4. 65. Consider the following sets of quantum numbers. Which of the following sets is not possible? You can see set A where 3, 0, 0 plus half is there. So L is 0, then M is 0, that's correct. And in 3, 0 is possible. B, when we consider 2, 2, 1 plus half is given. Second shell, in the second shell, you don't find D, you only have P at most. Therefore, that combination is absolutely not possible. When you jump into C, you have 4, 3 minus 2. When we consider 4, 3 minus 2 and minus half, 4 is actually this one and 3 is F. So we need to say that exists, and in F we can have minus 2 also. But when we consider D, 1, 0, 1s, if 1s can be there, but the magnetic quantum number, if L is 0, M should be 0. Therefore, D is false again. E, when we consider 3, 2, when L is 2, M can't be 3, M can't be greater than 2. Therefore, B, D, E is correct answer. 66th question. The energy required to remove an electron in a hydrogen atom in its excited state is 3.4 electron volt. Then the de Broglie wavelength associated with the above reaction is how much? If you say 3.4 volt, so you can take minus 3.6, 13.6 by n square into z square is equal to, the energy of nth electron. But they say to remove that electron from its excited state, they need 3.4 electron volt. The first state is 1, excited state is the second level. So they are talking about removing an electron from the second level. First excited state is n equals 2 here. In such case, radius of nth orbit is 0.529 n square by z is what I get, or 53 as it is given, n square by z angstroms. So 0.53 into value of n square is 2 square divided by atomic number is 1 angstrom. Let's keep it this way without simplifying it further. And now we have to understand that 2 pi r equals n lambda according to de Broglie concept. So lambda value has to be calculated. In the place of r, we need to substitute r here. Therefore 2 into pi into, and then we have r value, 0.53 into 4 divided by n value is 2 again because it's the second orbit. So 2 and 2 gets cancelled. You have this to be multiplied. If I multiply all of that, let's call this 3.14, let's call it 0.5. So it cancels in this for 2 times. So it is 6.28 times roughly, which means option number 2, which is correct answer. 67th question. We need to balance a redox reaction where we are given dichromate ion, okay, and then sulfite ion followed by H plus ion giving rise to chromium plus 3. Then we have sulfate ion and also water. So if we take account of all of this, 2Cr, 2Cr, that gives us 6 electrons for 1, but there are 2, therefore 12 electrons. 2 3s are 6, so 12 to 6, the difference is 6. Sulfite is 4, sulfate is 6, so the difference is 2. So into 3 to balance that, into 3 is 3 sulfite, 3 sulfate is what we have here, then 2Cr is there, then 7 H2O, 7 oxygens, 9 oxygens is 16 oxygens, then 3 4s are 12, 4, 8 H2O. So we get the numbers 2, 3, 8, therefore option number 1 is correct answer. 68th question. The chemistry of lithium is similar to that of magnesium, even though they are placed in different groups. The reason is that that's called diagonal relationship, and for that the ratio of charge and size should be similar. Therefore option 4 is correct answer. 69th question. Choose the correct set of molecular species that they are hypervalent. Hypervalent means superoctet. You can find superoctet in perchlorate ion, because the structure of perchlorate ion is this one, where you can see chlorine with 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 bonds, 7 2s are 14 electrons, and hence that's definitely a superoctet. Whereas boron trifluoride, we all know it's a Lewis acid. Because of its deficit of octet, it has hardly 6 electrons in it. When it comes to sulfate, you have a structure of this. If you count the bonds here, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 6 2s are 12 electrons, and that also tells us that it has superoctet or expanded octet or hypovalent. Therefore 1 and 3 is correct answer, option 2 is correct answer. 70 when we consider dipole moments order, we all know CH3Cl. In CH3Cl, the product of Q and D is very well balanced. The distance is longer, the electronegativity is moderate, therefore the product of Q and D is actually higher when it is considered compared to CH3F. In CH3F, what we have here is, there is a smaller distance, therefore D is very small. Though the charge is very high, distance is very low, therefore CH3F falls behind CH3Cl. So first option is correct. 71st one. Which of the following pair or species are isostructural, but hybridization of their central atoms are different? If you find all of that, you have this here, ICl2 minus XeF2. You can see 7 plus 1 is 8, and then 2. 8 minus 2 is 6 electrons, which means 3 lone pairs and 2 bond pairs. That is sp3d hybridization. Whereas XeF2, when we consider 8 minus 2 again, 6 electrons, which means 3 lone pairs, 2 bond pairs. Once again, sp3d hybridization. You can see that the hybridizations are same. Moving on. So that first option is wrong. We have to consider the next option, BeF2 and ClF2 plus. BeF2, 2 minus 2 is 0 lone pairs, 2 bond pairs, 2 bond pairs and 0 lone pairs is linear in sp hybridization. Whereas ClF2 plus, when we consider, it has 7 minus 1, 6 minus 2. That's 4 electrons, 2 lone pairs, 2 bond pairs, and then we have something like 2 lone pairs and 2 bond pairs. So it is angular in shape. And it's sp3. So hybridizations are different, shapes are different. So That's not a correct option for us. Moving on to the third option, we have BrCl2 plus SO2. 7 minus 1 is 6, 6 minus 2 is 4. 2 lone pairs, 2 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs and 2 bond pairs. We have angular sp3 hybridization, and then SO2 when we consider, this is 6 minus 4, 2 electrons. 2 electrons when we consider, it's 1 lone pair, 2 bond pairs. That's also angular or bent shape, but the hybridization is sp2. Therefore, we have option 3 as correct answer. Moving on to 72nd question. The 72nd question, when we consider, we have PbCl2, Pb plus 2 and this. Now we need to consider which of the following is correct for a mixture of 300 ml of 0.134 Pb nitrate and 100 ml of 0.4 NaCl. So we will now calculate each of their individual concentrations. First we will see concentration of Pb plus 2 from lead nitrate, where we have 300 into 0.134 divided by total volume is 300 plus 100, that's 400. Then we will have this cancels in this. 4 times 0.43 is 3 fours are 12. We get 14, 3 fours are 12 again. Then we get 226 fours, 5 fours are 20. So 0.335 into 3. Let's multiply that and see what we have here. That's approximately 1. So we have 1 molar here. Keep it that way. We have the next one. The next thing that we need to understand here is chlorides. When we consider concentration of chloride here, we have 100 milliliter into 0.4 divided by 400, the total volume. 100 and 100 gets cancelled, 4 and 4, that's 0.1. So lead and chloride are like this. We now have to take lead chloride's KSP, where we have Pb plus 2 concentration into Cl minus whole square. When we consider lead plus 2 concentration, it is 1, chloride's concentration, therefore the product is 10 power minus 2. This is QSP. QSP is 10 power minus 2. KSP is given to be 10 to the 1.6 into 10 power minus 5. So we need to say QSP is greater than KSP. Option 2 is correct answer. 73rd question. Excuse me. Question number 73. They're asking us to arrange them all of those acids according to their acidic strength. Now they are given dissociation constant. So the strength of an acid is directly proportional to the dissociation constant Ka. Therefore, the acid with the highest dissociation constant there is H2SO3 followed by HNO2 followed by acetic acid followed by hydrocyanic acid. Option 1 is correct answer. Next question. What happens when an inert gas is added to an equilibrium keeping volume unchanged? That means at constant volume, if you send an inert gas, the equilibrium will not get disturbed, so it remains the same. 75th question. Which of the following is a correct melting point order? It's the fourth option. Germanium has the highest, and then lead and then tin. Option 4 is correct answer. 76th question. The major product of the following chemical reactions is, when you consider this, it's benzoyl peroxide being added. So we need to apply Karash's effect or peroxide effect or anti-Markovnikov's rule. Therefore, Br gets added to the end of the chain. Therefore, first option is correct answer. 77th question. See, when we want hydrocarbon to be formed. If you take a hydrocarbon and then treat it with chlorine, how will you get a hydrocarbon? You'll get chloro compound. So first option is wrong. Second option, You have a hydrocarbon, you're treating with ethyl alcohol, nothing happens. At most, it can dissolve in it. Third, RCOOK, electrolysis, when it is done, it definitely gives an alkane, so hydrocarbon is formed. So third option is correct. Fourth option, you may get an alkane, but in the fourth option, you'll get mixture of alkanes, RR, RR dash, R dash, R dash. So the best yield is given in third option. 78th question. The reduction of oxygen gas in 1 molar. We need to solve the problem. Let's do it right now. So when we consider this question, what we are trying to understand is, we have a E equals E naught minus 0.059 by N log concentration of water you need not write because water is actually pure liquid, so we don't have to write its configuration, but we have pressure due to hydrogen, H plus to the concentration power 4 and then 4 electrons. That's what we need to write the equation as. The E naught value is 1.23 minus then 0.059, there are 4 electrons involved in the question, log 1 by pressure due to hydrogen is 1 atmosphere, concentration of H plus is 10 to the power minus 7 power 4. When we have this 1.23 minus 0.06 by 4, log 10 power 28 is what we get. Then 1.23 minus 0.06 by 4 into 28 is 7 times here. 1.23 minus 0.42. If you simplify that, you'll get option 2 as correct answer. 79th question. When same quantity of electricity is passed through molten magnesium chloride and molten aluminum chloride, then 5.6 grams of mixture of magnesium and aluminum is deposited from two electrolytes. If current strength used for this purpose is 50 amperes, then the time of electrolysis will be. In order to calculate the time, we need to know the masses of individual substances. But the masses of individual substances is not given. I mean, they are not given. Therefore, what we need to do is, we need to first find that. So, the total mass formed is 5.6 grams. Let's call x grams is the mass of magnesium, and 5 minus 6 minus x will be 5.6 minus x will be the mass of aluminum. Applying second law of Faraday, W1 by W2 equals E1 by E2. Weight of the first substance is x. Weight of the second substance, what we have is 5.6 minus x. Equivalent mass of magnesium is 12. Equivalent mass of aluminum is 9. We have 4 by 3 if you simplify that. Then we have 3x equals 4 into 5.6 minus x. So if you calculate 5.6 into 4, it's 22.4 minus x, that is 3x. And then if x is carried this side, it's 4x, that equals, okay, I have to write it as 4x here. So 7x is what we have here. 7x equals 22.4. X equals 22.4 by 7, which means 3 7s are 21. Then we have 2. Therefore, 3.2 grams. So mass of magnesium is 3.2 grams. We'll use the same for calculating the current. You can also use aluminum's mass, but one is enough either way, either magnesium or aluminum. I'm using 3.2. So W equals, this time I'll apply first law of Faraday. So weight is 3.2, equivalent mass of magnesium is 12, 96,500 into current supplied is 50 ampere. Time has to be calculated. Therefore, if I send everything here, 96,500 by 12 into 60, because the answer is given in seconds, minutes. So I'm dividing the whole by 50. Therefore, that gives me, if I cancel the zeros, what I'm left with is 30. Assume that it is 30 approximately. So you'll get 0.1 times. Now calculate this. 8 12s are 96. 8 12s are 96 and then 0, 80.4 12s. 4 12s are 48. Therefore, 8.04. Option 1 is correct answer. 80th question. The rate of a reaction increases 8 times when the concentration of the reactant increases 4 times. Is a question. Let's solve this. What we do is, we will write the rate law first, an imaginary rate law. Concentration of the reactant is R to the power N. Rate of reaction increases 8 times, so 8R. Concentration of the reactant changes 4 times, so 4R power N. Then 8R equals 4 power N into KR power N. Then 8R equals 4 power N, and then you have R again. R and R gets cancelled. You can write this as 2 cube and then 2 power 2n. Therefore, what you get here is 3 equals 2n, n equals 3 by 2, which is 1.5. So option number 3 is correct answer. Moving on to the question 81. In graph between log T half and this, we need to find out the order of the reaction from the given graph. You can take a look that T half is decreasing when log A is increasing. Therefore, we can clearly say that only happens with second order as we have in syllabus. So, third option is correct. 82nd question. Here Br and CH2Br. Br connected to benzene ring does not get substituted, but Br connected to benzoyl group can be substituted. Therefore, the correct answer is option number 3. 83. Which of the following compound reacts with sodium bicarbonate and liberates carbon dioxide? When we consider this, only acids can do this, carboxylic acids can do this, or nitro substituted phenols can do this. Therefore, option 4 is correct answer. Ammonolysis is done for, it's a kind of reaction of alkyl halides with ammonia. So A matches with yes. Gabriel thalamide is for primary carbon atoms, reaction of thalamide with KOH and RX. Hoffman bromamide, when we consider, it is for lesser number of carbon atoms. Carbylamine reaction, when we consider, it is for detection of primary amines. So option 4 is correct answer. Benzene diazonium chloride does not give Lassigne's test for nitrogen, because for Lassigne's test you keep heating the compound with that, and at that temperature benzene diazonium chloride is highly unstable, so nitrogen gets it gets away, so you can't detect nitrogen from that test. Statement 2, when we consider, during heating benzene diazonium chloride loses N2 gas, that's correct. So first statement is correct. 86. The first thing what we have here is actually, glucopyranose. Then the second one, if you observe, it is actually, we have a glucopyranose beta D, beta form of the glucopyranose. The third one is fructose and the fourth one is also fructose, whereas the first one is alpha form and the second form is beta form. So we have fourth option is correct answer. Insulin is a globular protein, enzymes are globular protein, therefore that is correct statement. Every protein has its own biological function, that is also correct, but reason does not explain. So option 2 is correct. The reagent 1-naphthylamine and sulfuronic acid are used for NO2 minus, where the test is called the Gris-Ilosve test, in which we'll get a dye, therefore option 2 is correct answer. The chemical reagent from which solution of required concentration can be prepared directly is primary standard. Therefore, option 4 is correct answer. Last question. We have Hinsberg's reagent is 1, which reacts with 2 amines to form sulfonamide. Sulfonamides are formed with primary and secondary amides. Therefore, option 1 is correct answer. Therefore, we'll have to stop here. I have a few points to mention before I conclude. I wish you all the very best for this NEET examination. I don't want you to lose confidence Keep working. We still have 2 more days. Revise everything and then solve the papers again, so that you will have all the concepts which are actually, not, you're not confident with. You can gain confidence from that. Solve all the grand test papers. All the 10 grand test papers are given with the utmost curation of the question paper. Every question has been curated, and we also had seen, took care that the questions and models are not repeated. So it will cover a lot of models. So just take a look at every question that you do not know in the model papers that we solved so far. So that's all I can say. All the very best for 21st.
Good evening, all of you students. Now, one by one, we can discuss the questions. Now, question number 1. 5 coulombs of the charge experienced by a constant force and moving along the field between the 2 points are separated by a distance 2 centimeter. What is the potential difference between these points? First, already we know that force F is equal to EQ. That's where what is the value of field? Force by charge 400. And also we know that V is equal to ED. Potential difference is nothing but ED. What is the electric field km? 400. D value 2 centimeter, like 2 by 100 centimeter gara converted into meter. Cancel we get 8 volts. Now second question. A coil of the inductive reactance 31, like XL 31 ohms, and the resistance 8 ohms, and it is placed in a series with the capacitive reactance XC 25 ohms. So the combination is connected to the AC source. What is the power factor? Power factor is nothing but cos phi. Power factor is nothing but cos phi, value R by Z. So how to find the Z value? In LCR circuit, impedance is nothing but R square plus XL minus XC whole square. R square 8 square, XL minus XC 31 minus 25 6 square. We get 100 ohms. R value 8 Z value 10 like 0.8. The power factor is nothing but 0.8. Now next, third question. The equation of the motion of the projectile x is equal to 36t, y is equal to 2y is equal to 96t minus 9.8 t square. So here y value how much 48t minus 4.9 t square. These two equations are comparison. Already we know that when your body is projected in projectile case the x value can be written as u cos theta into t. Here y value can be written as u sin theta into t minus half gt square. After some time the displacements x and y are like this. U cos theta value is equal to how much comparison u cos theta value 36, u sin theta value 45. So now both are dividing tan theta value is how much 4 by 3. 48 by 36 13 48 by 36, 12 3s are 36, 12 4s are. No problem over. But in options all the values are given in sign So that's why take them in a triangle tan theta opposite side by adjacent side, hypotenuse 5 That's why sin theta value opposite side by hypotenuse 4 by 5. That's why theta is equal to sin inverse of 4 by 5. After t seconds in a projectile case after t seconds x value u cos theta t, y value u sin theta t minus half gt square. Now comparison, u cos theta like 36, u sin theta 48. Divide them tan theta, but in option only sin theta. Take them triangle, we get the sin theta value. Next question number 4. The breaking stress of a steel value is given and the density is also given. What would be the maximum length of the wire? It may not break its own weight. Already we know that length is equal to breaking stress by rho g. That length is equal to breaking stress by rho g. Breaking stress value given amma, density value given amma, gravity value already we know that. Now substituting amma, we get the length. 5. The total area of the wing of the aeroplane is 10 mm. The speed of the air above and below value are 140 and 110. Then what is the force? Pressure, already we know that pressure difference is equal to force by area. That force is equal to delta P into A. Already we know that aerodynamic lift. What is the pressure difference? Half rho V1 square minus V2 square into area. Half rho. Rho value is given 1.28. V1 value 140. V2 value 110 into area value 10 we get the second option 48,000 newtons. Just to take the calculation we get the 48,000 newtons. Aerodynamic lift. It is the one of the application of the Bernoulli's theorem. Now problem number 6. A spherical block body of the radius 12 centimeter radius R value 12 centimeter having a power value 450 watts and the temperature 500 Kelvin. If the radius value is doubled like 2R and the temperature is half like T by 2 what is the power value? Like it is nothing but Stephen's law. Power is equal to sigma AE T power 4. Sigma area value 4 pi R square E is the emissivity of the body, temperature T power 4. Directly proportional to R square T power 4. Power is directly proportional to R square T power 4. Here no need of the values No need of the values. Ratio just 2R and R. T by 2 and T. Power value for 450. Other value we can find them. We get the C. Just note that formula you can try it calculation. Now next question number 7. A stone is rotated in a vertical circle. The speed at the bottommost point is root 8 gr. R is the radius of the circle. What is the tension at the top and the bottom points? This is the body it is moving in a circle At the lowest point root 8 gr So that's why what is the tension at the top and the bottom point? Top and the bottom. But here we don't know about the velocity gara. How to find them? By the law of conservation of energy. This is the ground For example, this body at the ground, let us assume. What is the kinetic energy half mv square. Half mv square means root 8 gr whole square and 8 gr. Potential energy value 0 Now here speed value we don't know. Half mv square. And here speed value we don't know. How much height Like already we know that this is the radius R, 2R height. And the potential energy mgh, h value 2R. This value here 4 times. Here 4 mgr. That value take them here minus 2 mgr. Like we get 2 mgr is equal to half mv square. M value cancel therefore V value root 4 gr. Here root 4 gr is asking the tension amma. Now here this is the tension, this is the body weight mg. In a circular path amma, the net force acting towards the center is known as a centripetal force. What is the net force is acting towards amma? T minus mg amma. T upward mg downward. What is the net force towards? T minus mg. T minus mg is equal to mv square by r. Here the velocity can be taken as u. That's why what is the tension amma here? mg plus mu square by r. Era, that tension amma is at the bottom or bottom point like TB. Similarly, here amma body tension T ra, weight is also mg is acting downward. These two forces are acting toward the center. That's where what is the centripetal force ra? T plus mg nega. That T plus mg amma mv square by r. What is the value of T amma? mg plus mv square by r. In the topmost point ra. Ratio topmost point by bottom point. mg plus mv square by r. This is the v amma. m v square 4gr by r by mg plus m by r u square 8gr. Here r value cancel. 4mg plus mg 5mg. R value cancel. 8mg and mg 9mg. So we get 5:9. So we get 5:9. Okay, right? T plus mg. Sorry, amma. Here one pointer. Sorry, student. Here one small mistake. Calculation part amma. T plus mg is equal to mv square by r. What is the tension amma here? mv square by r minus mg amma. Sorry, right here mv square by r minus mg. mv square uppermost point 4gr by r minus mg. How much amma? R value cancel amma. 4mg minus mg 3mg amma. So mg cancel amma. 3 by 9 1:3 amma. 1:3. That is the second option. So, but lengthy problem amma. Now already previous year question. Now next one. Problem number 8. One mole of the ideal gas amma, gamma value 5/3. 1 mole, n value 1, gamma value 5/3. At a temperature amma 127 degrees centigrade amma. And initial temperature 127 plus 273. 400 Kelvin amma. Up to 8/27 times of the initial volume amma. Adiabatically compressed. Initial volume V amma. Final volume 8/27 of the final volume. Here we don't know about the temperature amma. We don't know about the temperature. That's why what is the work done on the system amma. Now that work done is equal to, what is the formula work done in adiabatic process amma? Nr T2 minus T1 by 1 minus gamma. Nr T2 minus T1 by 1 minus gamma. N value 1, gamma value 5/3. Initial temperature 400, but we don't know about the T2. How to find that T2 amma? Already we know that in adiabatic process amma, what is the relation between temperature and volume? Tv power gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. T1 V1 power gamma is equal to T2 V2 power gamma minus 1. In this equation amma, we can find the T2. That T2 value substituting here we get the work done. Note it amma, we can try it. T1 V1 power gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V2 power gamma minus 1. All values are given easy calculation. We get the T2. That T2 value substituting here amma, we get the work done. Clearly is given work done on the system. On the system means amma, is nothing but a compulsory that value in negative negative is came amma. Okay, actually this answer is in joule, but in a given answer am a calorie. So that means amma already we know that 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joule. That means the joule value by 4.2 amma. This answer value by 4.2, we get the answer in calories. That one is also some lengthy calculation amma. Easily we can try it amma. Next one. Problem number 9. The kinetic energy of the particle executing 16 joules when it is at the mean position. Already we know that at the mean position kinetic energy maximum. What is that value amma? Half m omega square a square value 16 amma. That's why mass value 0.32 kg is given. What is the maximum velocity? Maximum velocity a omega. Here a omega whole square is equal to 16 2s are 32 by m. So a omega is nothing but v maximum. How much 32 by mass value 0.32. 0.32 means 32 by 100 into 100. That's why root 100 and like 10. So 10 meter per second. Problem number 10. A tuning fork with a frequency 800 Hz produces a resonance at the resonance column tubra. Upper and lower ends are the closed by the water surface The successive resonances lengths are given What is the velocity of the sound? Direct formula. The velocity of the sound by resonance apparatus column V is equal to 2n into L2 minus L1. Where n is the frequency of the tuning fork 800, L1 9.75, L2 31.25, we get 344 meter per second amma. Again amma, direct model, previous NEET question. 11. Some force value is given amma. Force value 3I plus 2J minus 4K amma is acts at a point 1 comma minus 1 comma 2. Where the force is at a point that can be taken as R2 final value amma. R2 value 1 minus 1 comma 2. But that torque is acting about the point 2 1 minus 1 comma 3 that is the R1. What is that value? 2 minus 1 and 3. We can find the position vector R bar. R bar is nothing but R2 minus R1. Final minus initial. R2 minus R1. In vector formula we have the some value. 1 minus 2 minus 1 I cap. Minus 1 of minus 1 minus of minus 1 plus 1 like 0. 2 minus 3 minus 1 K cap. So that's where F bar R bar value came. Therefore, torque is equal to R bar cross F bar. Torque is equal to R bar cross F bar amma. Take them cross product, we get the answer. Torque tau bar is equal to R bar cross F bar. R value already here amma, like this one. F bar value already given amma. Cross product we get them. 2 times R is given on the previous NEET question. Next one, question number 12. So, in a graph, apparent applied potential and current graph is given. The length of the wire 50 centimeter, diameter of the wire 0.2 centimeter. What is the resistivity of the wire? First, what is the slope? Slope. Slope means tan theta. Theta value is how much? 53. Tan theta, opposite side by adjacent side. Like voltage by current. Already we know that voltage by current are like resistance. That resistance value tan 53, 4 by 3 ohms. Tan 53 like 4 by 3. Length of the wire is given, diameter is also given. What is the resistivity? R is equal to rho L by A. Rho is equal to R, area value pi R square by L. Pi R, pi, radius and like diameter by 2. D square by 4 L. Already resistance value 4 by 3, diameter value is given, length value is given. Now simplify them, we get the resistivity. Now problem number 13. A charge Q is placed at the center of the line joining the two charges. At the center of the line joining the two charges, like this one. One capital Q, this one is also capital Q. Exactly at the center, like D value and D value. Separation them equal, like taken as D. The system of the three charges are in equilibrium. What is the value of Q? System is equilibrium. System is equilibrium means, for example, this one is removed. Both are repulsive force. By placing of this charge, these two are at rest. Equilibrium means at rest. That's why the net force on this one is 0. At rest means the net force on Q is 0. Here, positive and positive repulsion. This positive and positive repulsion. Here, first one between the F, Q and Q. Other one between capital Q and capital Q. Having the both are acting on same direction. Q and Q, capital Q and capital Q like 0. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, take them outside. Q and Q like Q by, what is the distance D square. Capital Q Q square, distance 2D. 2D gara whole square like 4D square is equal to 0. Right, this K value, take them denominator, 0 by anything is 0. Q by D square value is common. What is the small q? Other q is there by 4. Again this 0 value, take them denominator, again 0. Q plus q by 4 is equal to 0. Q is equal to minus q by 4. Is asking the what is the value of small q nega minus q by 4 over. Now 14. The magnetic field for a given length of the wire having a single turn, the field at the center is B. This is some wire, some length, some given length, it is for a single turn, this total wire is changes into circular loop. What is the magnetic field? Mu naught I by 2R. Mu naught I by 2R. Radius capital R. Now it is for 3 turns of the same wire number. Actually the same length, now it is turned into the 3 turns and like a smaller radius. Because of the same length, like a radius is R. Original what is the length? 2 pi capital R. Circle here 2 pi small r. But how many turns? 3 turns. That's why 2 pi value cancel R value R by 3. Like this one, the R value R by 3. Therefore, the magnetic field is equal to mu naught Ni by 2R. mu naught ni by 2 for n turns ki mu naught ni by 2 r. Mu naught I, number of the turns 3 by 2 into what is the each one radius r by 3. 3 3s are 9. Mu naught I by 2 r value already we know that b. That's why answer is 9b. Now 15. A particle having the mass 4 kg is moving with a velocity is given. What is the angular momentum of the particle about the origin when it is at? Already p bar value. Momentum is given how much value 4i plus 2j. What is the position vector r bar 1 comma 1 comma 0. 1i plus 1j plus 0k. Leave it. That's where angular momentum. Angular momentum L bar is equal to R bar cross P bar. Again take them cross product, problem is over. We get the first option. Problem number 16. The distance between the objective lens and eye lens and astronomical telescope for parallel light is 100. For astronomical telescope, the distance between the objective and eyepiece like f0 plus fe 100. And magnification 19 f0 by fe value 19. Magnification of the astronomical telescope f0 by fe 19. So that's why from 1 and 2 equation cross multiply the f0 value 19 fe. 19 fe plus fe 20 fe. 20 fe is equal to 100 That's why f value 5. So one value 5 means other value automatic 100 sorry 95. Because of both are adding we get 100 95 by 5 19 that's why answer of 95 and 5 centimeter. $17. The intensity at the central maxima is I naught Central maxima actually 4 I naught. In 4 I naught place he can write as I naught. But path difference at lambda by 8 what is the ratio of the I by I naught? Generally intensity 4 I naught cos square 5 by 2 But in 4 I naught place he taken as I naught. That I naught value take them in denominator. What is the remaining value cos square 1 by 2. 5 value 2 pi by lambda into delta x. Phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda into delta x. Cos square 2 value cancel pi by lambda. What is the delta x value lambda by 8. So this value cancel So that's why simplify them cos square 5 by 8 simplify them we get 0.85. Actually this type of the model is not possible to solve but pi by 8 means is there any value? So that's where that problem is leave it So that type of the questions are not given in a need point of view. Only that my possibility pi by 4, pi by 6 and pi by 2 that type of the question is not possible to solve. So concept and how to solve them that type of the models just already in 2026 question is the given same model. So that one is leave it don't write the calculation part just to have the idea about the concept leave it. Now problem number 18. The wavelength of the photons incident on the metal surface are 4000 angstroms and 3600 angstroms respectively. What is the difference in the stopping potentials, amma? First one having the incident energy, how much, amma? Already we know that 12,400 by 4,000 angstroms ra. Cancel. 3.1 electron volt, amma. Second one ra. Again 12,400 by 3,600, amma. So that's why ra, how much value this one, amma? 124 by 36. Take the value, amma. 124 by 36, amma. Exact value ra 3.4, amma. 3.4. Okay, ra. That's why ra is asking the difference of the stopping potentials. Ga. Already we know that incident energy is equal to work function plus kinetic energy. This value is also written as charge into stopping potential. Okay, ra. Next, ra. What is this incident energy, Rama? 3.1 work function EV1. Second case lo 3.4 work function EV2. And second case ra EV2. Take them minus 3.1 minus 3.4 amma minus 0.3 ra. This value minus this value ra 0 ra. E value common amma like V1 minus V2. Or E into V2 minus V1 value is how much, amma? Minus value cancel gara 0.3. Era 0.3 like that one, amma. Now problem over gara. So this kinetic energy value ra like electron volt, amma. Electron volt. This electron cancel, amma. V2 minus V1 ra 0.3 volts. So actually maybe take the another value also ra, simple directly we get the 0.3. Enough. Problem number 19, amma. The binding energy per nucleon, amma, for helium nucleus is 7.07 mega electron volts. Amma, that is the per nucleon ra. But total how many nucleons are there, amma? 4 kada. That's why what is the total binding energy? 4 into 7.07, amma, like 28.28 mega electron volts ra. What is the value of the mass defect? That mass defect value in AMU. Already we know that for 1 AMU kira how much of the binding energy, amma? 931.5 mega electron volts. But here delta M we don't know. How much value, amma? For delta M AMU ki 28.28 mega electron volts ra, what is the value of this one? That delta M ra cross multiply them 28.28 by 931.5. We can simplify them ra 0.03. 0.03 AMU. The shortest wavelength of the Lyman series of the hydrogen atom ra. Like the shortest wavelength. Shortest wavelength means, amma, the N2 orbital can be taken as infinity. Lyman series, amma, 1 by lambda. Lambda value ra 912 r z square. Lyman series gamma 1 by n square, amma, other one emo infinity ra. Similarly, for shortest wavelength of the Balmer series, amma, that value we don't know. R z square, Balmer gara 2 square. This value infinity. Both are dividing them ra. Lambda by 912. R z square cancel ra. Upper one value only 1 9, amma. This value ra 1 by 4, amma. Reverse ra 4 by 1. So lambda is equal to 912 into 4. We got 3648 angstroms. 21 problem amma. Take the truth table ra. By the truth table amma, we can simplify them ra. Easily problem ra, we can try it. Okay ra. Problem number 23. An electric dipole amma is held 30 degrees with the field amma. Torque value is given amma. What is the calculate that dipole moment of the dipole? Torque is nothing but PE sin theta. PE sin theta. Torque is equal to dipole moment amma. What is asking right here? Dipole moment like is asking the P value. Already torque is given and electric field value given, theta value is given. That's where we get the dipole momentum, like we get the second option. (27) A planet has a gravity 3g/4 on the surface. At what depth on the earth would have the same gravity as that of the planet surface? Already we know that gravity at a depth is g into 1 minus d by r. What is that gravity 3g/4 like that value is nothing but how much at what depth like this one. Now the simplify them we get the depth value r/4. The depth value r/4 we get d value r/4. 28 Okay, on 28 there are the two bodies one is the 7 kg, other one 5 kg. In between them are chain, that chain having the mass 4 kg. This one 4 kg. 4 kg by a force 200 newtons. So that's why what is asking what is the tension at the rope at the top of the heavy rope at the point P. Here given point P what is the tension? By the force these three weights are acting downward. What is this weight 7 plus 4 11 11 plus 5 16 g. This one 16 g. What is the acceleration net force by total mass 200 minus 160 40 by total mass. Already we know that 16 4 10s are 4 4s are like 5/2 meter per second square acceleration value came now 7 kg. What is the force 200. What is this weight 70 newtons exactly in this point rope is there on rope tension is T but this is the moving upward with an acceleration how much 5/2 nega. Again same formula. What is the net force above one 200 minus below one T plus 70 is equal to MA. M and like 7 into A value 5/2. From this one we get the T value like 112.5. Problem number 30. In problem number 30 at a 2.5 ohms at a resistance R value 2.5 ohms at the temperature 28 degrees centigrade 2.9 ohms when the temperature 100 degrees centigrade What is the value of alpha? Already we know that RT is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha theta. R naught and at a 0 degree centigrade resistance amma. Theta value like temperature difference and 0 and theta. 0 and theta like theta minus 0 theta nega. Right. What is this value amma? 2.5 R naught 1 plus alpha. Change in temperature amma 28 minus 0. 28. Second one amma 2.9 R naught 1 plus alpha 0 minus 100. Now both are dividing 0.5 by 20 2.9 like 25 by 20 nega 1 plus 28 alpha 1 plus 100 alpha cross multiply them we get the alpha. Like exactly we get the third option. But this type of the model resistance value take them comparison with 0 Each case resistance value comparison with 0 problem can be solved very easy But alpha is equal to R2 minus R1 by R1 theta 2 minus R2 theta 1 formula is there. Lengthy calculation This one the simple model. (31) An unpolarized light on the two polarized sheets are placed one above the other are placed one after the other The angle between them don't know But the final transmitted light is 1/3 of the maximum intensity of the first transmitted light. This one first polarizer. This is the second polarizer makes some angle theta. For example, this value I0, this value I0 by 2, this value I0 by 2 cos square theta negama. Already we know that. Now listen. The final intensity of the transmitted light is, what is the final intensity of the transmitted light I0 by 2 cos square theta nega. That value is 1/3 of maximum intensity of the first transmitted beam. First polarizer how much of the intensity of the light is emitted out I0 by 2. That is the given. The final intensity of the polar light is 1/3 of intensity of the light emitting on the first one. I0 by 2 cancel cos square theta. Cos theta value 1 by root 3 Theta is equal to cos inverse of 1 by root 3. Sir, ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు సార్? ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు? చెప్ప 32 In 32 actually we can see them in One conducting rod moving in a uniform magnetic field the EMF is BVL. Already we know that. Central one P and Q EMF like this one. Already resistor having the some value. This side R and this side R take them on the same direction. Same direction we can take them. That's why is asking that in this one I in one of them take them I1, one of them take them I2. One of them I1, one of them is I2. So that's why is asking what is that? These two are in a parallel effective resistance R by 2 That R by 2 with R value series gamma. That's why what is the effective resistance R by 2 plus R like 3R by 2. Okay That's why what is the total amount of the current? I is equal to E by effective resistance 3R by 2. Effect 3R by 2. That's why what is the final current 2 BVL by 3R. What is the final current amma? 2 BVL by 3R over. Okay, ra. This 2 BVL by 3 are going like this one gara. Both are same resistor gara. Same resistor lo current is dividing equal ga, and this value ra divide the two equal parts. And 2 BVL by 3 are lo equal parts ante I by 2 nega, and BVL by 3 are BVL by 3 are. So I1, I2 both are same ra, but I value am 2 BVL by 3 r. Like second option ra we get. $33. An electromagnetic wave of amplitude electric field component amma, and like E naught amma, amplitude amma like E naught value 20 volt per meter, whose propagating in a medium amma, that wave is propagating in a medium having the dielectric constant like epsilon epsilon r value 2.25 and mu r value 4. What is the intensity of the electromagnetic wave? General ga in vacuum, what is the intensity value ramma? Epsilon naught c ra e square. Formula ra important one. Or half ra epsilon naught c ra e naught square. This in terms of amplitude amma. E and E RMS electric field. E RMS is equal to E naught by root 2 whole square. That's where E naught square by 2. In case of this is vacuum amma. But this value is the given in medium ga. Medium lo I is equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught place lo epsilon c place lo v, and this value as it is. Okay, right? That value 1 by 2. What is the value of epsilon amma? Epsilon naught into epsilon r. Already we know that velocity is equal to c by root of mu r epsilon r. Already that value we know that into E naught square. Into E naught square. So 1 by 2 into epsilon naught we can write as it is. Epsilon r value 2.25. C value 3 into 10 power 8 root of mu r epsilon r 2.25 into 4 like 10. E naught square 20 square 400. Error, because of answer value is the given epsilon naught number. Error, 3 value root 10 approximately cancel ra. 3 value and root 10 root 10 and like 3 point something approximately cancel amma. This 2 value ra here 200 times ra. 200 amma, 200 into 2.25 ga, these 2 zeros are multiplier 225 ra. 225 2s are 450. 450 here epsilon naught into 10 power 8. 450 epsilon naught into 10 power 8 amma. So that's why it is the first option. Problem number 37 ra. 37. Two identical satellites amma, A and B, are round in a circular orbit amma of distance r and 3r from the surface of earth amma. Actual radius value taken from the center ga, from the surface r 3r, from the center ki first one radius r plus r 2r, second one radius 3r plus r 4r amma. Actual distance are given from the surface, but radius value count them from the center. That's why what is the linear momentum? Linear momentum mass into velocity ఆర్బిటాల్ వెలాసిటీ అమ్మా. ఎరా మాస్ వాల్యూ రా m. వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ వాల్యూ రా gm/r. ఎరా ఆర్బిటాల్ వెలాసిటీ రా రూట్ gm/r. ఆల్రెడీ వీ నో ద 2 ఐడెంటికల్ శాటిలైట్స్ గారా, సేమ్ ప్లానెట్స్ గారా, అంటే ఓవరాల్ గా వాల్యూ ఇన్వర్స్లీ ప్రపోర్షనల్ టు r అమ్మా. Like momentum P1 by P2 is equal to root of R2 by R1. R2 4R by 2R. Like root 2 is to 1. Next, 38. Two identical wires having the fundamental frequency 500 Hz when kept under the same tension the percentage of change in tension one of the wire, by that one we can producing the 5 bits. What is the both wires vibrate or each other? When both wires are vibrating each other, the fundamental frequency in wire 1 by 2L into root of T by nu. That's why n value is directly proportional to root T. Root T means T power 1 by 2. Taking the differentiation n power 1 gamma delta n by n into 100 is equal to power value 1 by 2 into delta T by T. Delta n means number of the beats 5. N original frequency 500 into 100. Era percentage gamma into 100 is also there gamma 1 by 2 as it is What is the percentage of the increase of the tension is asking. Delta T by T into 100. 500 to 500 cancel take them in this side into 100 value 2%. $41. One is H plus other one He plus other one is O plus plus. So are projected in uniform magnetic field under the accelerating the equal potential What is the ratio of the radius Find the ratio of the radius mass values are given 1, 4 and 16. So radius r is equal to mv by bq. Momentum momentum is nothing but momentum is equal root 2m kinetic energy. Kinetic energy means charge into voltage. So charge into voltage by bq, charge value can be taken as era. Two value constant, same voltage, magnetic field same that's why what is the remaining value? Be by e, like me by e, m by e. That e value take them denominator. Now problem over. First that radius value first one hydrogen plus. How much value hydrogen ki mass by e For He mass value 4m charge 2e and for O plus mass value already is given 1 4 16 1m 4m 16m. Mass values are given and charge O plus plus like 2e. Here in this point O plus plus means charge is 2e. M by E, M by E, M by E cancel Here only 1 is 2. Here root 2 is 2. 16 by 2 8 Root 8 means 2 root 2. 1 is 2. Root 2 is 2. 2 root 2. Okay ra, here amma, sorry ra, He plus kadamma, sorry ra, plus value kada, plus value having the only 1 e ramma. Double plus gamma 2e, only 1 plus, hydrogen ion amma, hydrogen ion kada only 1 e ne. Like ra m by e cancel gara root 4 and like only 2 ne number. That's why ra 1 is to 2 is to 2 root 2. That is the another question. So 41 ki third option amma. In this question amma, simple question era is the given the hydrogen ions. For hydrogen ions ra only 1 plus kadamma like ra 1e. 2 plus are there gamma like 2e. 1, 4, 16 mass values are given amma. Proton already having the charge is 1e amma. So that's where we get the answer. Next one amma, 44. Find out the velocity of the electron so that the momentum of the is equal to that of the photon with the wavelength amma. Velocity of the electron amma, and like the momentum of the electron is given to that of momentum of the photon. What is the momentum is the given the find the velocity of the electron ga, momentum means ra mass into velocity ra. Momentum of the photon ra like h by lambda. Therefore, velocity of the electron is equal to h by lambda into mass of the electron. So, h value amma 6.63 into 10 power minus 34. Lambda value 5200 angstroms gara into 10 power minus 10. Mass of the electron ra 9.1 into 10 power minus 31. We get 1400 meter per second. Simple question amma. Right. (45) A wire has a mass value given amma, radius value given amma, length value given amma. What is the maximum percentage of error in the density? Error. Density amma like mass by volume. Volume amma like area into length amma. Like a wire is nothing a cylinder. For a cylinder, volume is nothing but area into length. Cross-sectional area like pi r square. Pi r square into length L. But is asking the percentage of the error in density. And d value is proportional to m denominator lo r square L. So what is that? Delta d by d into 100 is equal to delta m by m into 100 plus this value of 2 into delta r by r into 100 plus delta L by L into 100. Already we know that in that question the delta M 0.003 by 0.3, 0.005 by 0.5, 0.06 by 6. That values are substituting, we get the 4%. We get the 4%. This is the percentage of error in density. Error. This is nothing but a previous year question, like 2022 or 23 question, like this one. Okay, Ramma. So, this all the, just we can revise the model summa, right. Okay, Ra. Maximum, you can only revise the previous year model summa. Don't try the new model summa. Only previous year model. So, any papers na is explained some that questions we can revise them amma. So sufficient time is not there amma. Already here classes are started gara. That's where after go to the classes amma. That's where we can explain the some selective models amma. Right. Anyway, but that remaining questions are the lengthy models amma. That is the beyond the NEET level ra. Questions are is given the very lengthy models. That's where I am not explain that one. Maximum of 4-5 questions are the beyond level amma. Okay amma. But anyway, right. All the best amma. Right. On Sunday paper gara, we can with a peace of mind we can practice that total questions amma. Give the 1 hour time. 1 hour time we can give them right. సో మినిమం రా ఒక 35 క్వశ్చన్స్ మినిమం మ్యాక్సిమం ట్రై రా ఒక మినిమం 35 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆర్ అటెంప్ట్ రా మినిమం యూ గాట్ ద 100 మార్క్స్ అబోవ్ రా దట్స్ వై రా ఫిజిక్స్ ఆర్ నా యూ ఆర్ సేఫ్ రైట్ థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ అమ్మా